Yeah. So, good evening, coach. So, today, on our episode of Talking Football ZW, we are joined by Zimbabwe national team coach, Zdravko Logarusic. Good evening, coach. How are you?
Good evening. Thank you for your call.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you on the show, and I'm really looking forward to talking to you. For our viewers who might not know, Coach Zdravko Logarusic is the current national team coach for Zimbabwe, and we'll be talking to him about his career and also about the Zimbabwe national team. So, how's been your stay so far, coach, in Zimbabwe? Are you enjoying your stay so far in Zimbabwe?
First, I'm trying to adapt myself on Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe is a beautiful country, and only economy is a bit shaky. But like every country in Africa, you have challenges, especially about economy. But I feel very comfortable. I feel safe. I just feel comfortable in this country, and I can say like I feel love, not love, just I feel comfortable and I feel like a home.
Nice. So, do you like the food? Have you tried like sadza and all that Zimbabwean food?
Saza, only in my life about food. I don't like liver and saza. But I realize it's like regular food, like in Europe, we with everything we eat potatoes most of the times, and some veggies. Here is no potatoes, just saza replace potatoes. But saza for me still I didn't adapt. I can eat a bit, but for me, like I put sponge inside, and but if it's a good sauce, then I can do it. But anyway, just I try, and about food, I'm satisfied.
What about the language? Have you picked up the language a bit?
No, I didn't pick up language because Shona this or that up and down, and still I'm struggling. I'm struggling with English language, and then, but I'm lucky. Now I'm the country where most of people they speak English. But when I was in Sudan,
English, yes.
I was the national coach of Sudan national football team, and then they don't know English. I don't know Arab, and then it was a big mess. Now it's much easier for me.
Now it's easier, yeah, and it'll be easier to pass down instruction to the players, since
Especially,
English is a more common language in Zimbabwe. So,
yes.
first of all, coach, I want to congratulate you. I don't know if you know, you probably know this, but you're the first foreign coach in Zimbabwe to reach the African Cup of Nations. So, congratulations, coach. How do you feel about that?
But
We've had a lot of foreign coaches, and they haven't really taken us over the line. So, how do you feel about that?
first, I heard about that maybe a few months ago. And of course, you have records, and sometimes those records should be broken. And then I feel nice. I feel happy after that. I become part of the history. Maybe tomorrow
Yes.
coach will not be there or not, but somewhere in the book, somewhere in some stories, somewhere in talks. The first coach. The first one in something is always important for me. For me, it's my honor. It's my pleasure.
Nice. And we really thank you for that. As a nation, I'm sure we are really excited. And we are really excited to see where the team goes during the African Cup. And also, I'm going to talk about the Cosafa Cup. You take on teams like Namibia, Mozambique, and the giant Senegal. What's your take on the draw? And what can we expect from the guys during this Cosafa Cup?
Okay, first let's say a few things. For Cosafa tournament, that's the tournament which is not under FIFA. Under
Yes.
FIFA. That means clubs can refuse without any sanctions to give us players. That's the reason why I didn't call no any player from Europe because their preparation starts somewhere end of June, and then they should come few days here, and then maybe you must be there in South Africa for 14 days minimum. And then when they come back, that means they will miss pre-season in Europe, and no any of them wants to miss pre-season. If you mix pre-season, you will not be part of the team. And
Yes.
then that's the reason why I called some players from South Africa, which played for me for the national team before. But my let's make it very simple. I decided to call most of players from local clubs because I want to prepare Chan team for the qualification next year for Dada Chan, because Dada Chan will be
Yes.
223 and qualification will start immediately after New Year. And most of players I called up local players. Plus I called few players which usually play for national team. I should use them for world
World Cup
qualification.
Yes.
But at the moment they are without club, and I don't want them to be without club. Better to spend with me 21 days, 7 days preparation, 14 days there, to keep them in shape and to give them some games, because I need them in September, October, November. Like Ovidi, he's without club right now. Then like even what is name Rusike, he's without club right
Evans,
now.
yeah.
Evans, Rusike, yeah, and then those two players and some players from like they are giving me experience. Also, I called goalkeeper from what is name Arubi from South Africa. He
Washington
can,
Arubia.
yes,
Yeah, I
he
was
can
about to
great.
ask coach, how crucial is the experience of seasoned guys like OVD and like you mentioned Arubi and also Evans. Those guys are not no strangers to the Cosafa Cup tournament. How crucial is their experience? Because I've seen it's a mixture of a young team and
First, I
experience.
will not call them if they have clubs. If they have clubs, they will go to pre-season and they must fight for the position in their clubs. But those players are very important for me for national team. At the moment, they haven't got club. That's the reason why I call them. To keep
Yes.
them in shape, to keep them in training. That means idea is to call players which I need to use in September to be in shape, and also to start to make preparation for Chan. And that's the reason why I have those 3, 4 boys which they have more experience, plus local boys which will be our future stars. And that's the reason why we didn't call, for example, Musonia and some other boys. The
Yeah.
pre-season is starting, and then we don't, if you are as a coach, the player will not come 21 days for pre-season. How are you going to put him in the team? But their presence in Cosafa will be very important for us. That means we have spine of the team: goalkeeper, center defender, center defensive midfield player, or offensive, and striker. But today we realize Rusike get injured on training, and then now Rusike is out, and it's a big blow. Also, I was calling Knox, our striker Knox, but his wife, she has a health problem, and then Knox is not coming now. Rusike is injured, and we are really without top striker. But anyway, what
Okay.
is in front of us, we have to go.
So are we expecting any replacement? Like I've seen that Jonah Fabic is not coming, and you've put in an exciting player as well in his place, Ben Musaka, who I've watched really this season, and he's been an exciting player for the Harare City team. Um, are we expecting any replacement for Evans?
For Evans, now we are looking for 2 options, but let's see. We have to do it tonight or tomorrow morning. But we are looking for one striker from rentals or triangles. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly. You're still those clubs a bit, but I think rentals. Those clubs are a bit unfamiliar for me. I'm mixing rentals, triangles. I'm mixing what is name this or that. That's always I have still
Yes.
problems with the names, and then when they ask me about rentals, then I talk like triangles. When they ask me
Triangle.
about, I talk
Yeah,
about.
it's kind of a handful sometimes when you really don't know the clubs, but I'm sure you'll get used to that soon.
Oh,
But yeah,
I know clubs and I know players, but they said, oh, rentals. Then I start to talk with the players. They're saying, oh, coach, this is triangles. Then
right.
when they speak about triangles, I start to mention rental price. They say, hey, coach, this is, that's still I'm learning, because it's how to say, still so many new things, so many new players, so many new clubs, because everything happened in very short time. Because last year I
Yes.
didn't have time to see leagues, and still now I didn't see 8 clubs.
Oh, okay. Coach, can you please move your camera a bit? We can't see you. Yeah, now we can see you. So my next question is, Arubi comes into the team. Yet we've seen a lot of goalkeeping changes since your appointment. And are we going to see more changes, or are you now satisfied with the goalkeepers we have? Because we see Martin has been a constant feature for you, and now we see Nelson Chajga and Arubi as well. And in the past, we've seen you call up players like Tatena Mkurua who wouldn't come, and we've seen Elvis Chipezes as well. So, are you satisfied with the goalkeeping department?
But goalkeepers. Look at it. We started with Chipez, I think. Am I right?
Yes, Chipezes.
And then just things didn't turn well. And
Yes.
then I said, okay, let me see some other keepers. I want to see some options. What is on the plate? When you see what is on the plate, then you can make cake. That's the reason why I use some opportunity to see some other keepers. To see then at the end, my idea was, because we didn't play friendly games during FIFA day. That was my problem. And then when we have those if we'll have friendly games, we can choose something. Sometimes I have to use during qualifications games also like a friendly FIFA games to choose
Yes.
players. That's the reason. After Chipeze, but you couldn't chase away keeper if somebody has just a bad day. Those
Yes.
keepers are good
Because
keepers. And
yes,
then I'm
because
just I'm
I've
just
seen
trying to
Chipezes.
see.
I've seen Chipezes playing for his club Baroka, and he's always in top form most of the time. Sometimes winning accolades, like you are saying, like you can chase away someone because of a bad day. That's really true.
You couldn't do it, but I wanted just to see what is on the plate, And then at the moment, I decided to make decision second against Nigeria. Then I put what is name Shumba from Zambia,
Talbot.
and the
Yes.
result came, And then also now I know who is Chipeze. Now I know who is Shumba. Then I called Mapisa to see also there. Let me see Mapisa. I saw him against the game against
Zambia.
Zambia, and then in the meantime, on Chan, we brought our young keeper from the local league. You mentioned his name, and that means
Nelson.
that's our fourth keeper. And in the meantime, in what his name in South Africa, one of the outstanding goalkeepers in South Africa last season was Arubi,
Arubi.
and that's the
Yes.
reason why not to see what's going on, because we have to. For World Cup qualification, we couldn't go with the keeper who is 22, 23, and 24. That's not chance. And that means you have to start with experienced keeper. Experienced keeper is somebody who play regularly, who play in a bit bigger league than local league. That means what is name? Talent. Am I right? Goalkeeper from Zambia. He was in good form. We had good result. He kept us against Algeria. We won with him against Botswana away. And now
Yes.
we check Mapisa. Now we're gonna check Arubi. We already know who is Chipezeze, and then some local keepers I will check. Let me see to know who is in the country and who is ready. That means now we have 4 or 5 keepers, and then picture is much clear.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it makes it hard selecting a team when there's no friendly matches. So I mean, that's very creative of you. And how was the morale like in camp? How are the boys feeling going into the Cosafa tournament?
Some of boys, we have some new boys. They are trying to adapt. We have some experienced boys which are trying to help them to adapt on the team. We must be realistic. We didn't bring some strong squad and then we are going to say we are going to win, we are going to do, but we are going to compete up there. We are making preparation. We want to prepare proper team for Chan. That means we have 7, 8, 9 players which will be maybe key players for the Chan qualification next year. We have some experienced players which played before, and let's see how things will go. We're gonna play against Senegal, and I'm happy when we have Senegal, because how we gonna see is somebody good or not? We couldn't play against some small team. Let's play against the best ones to see who can
The best one.
compete, cannot compete.
Yeah, and I've seen, from the previous Cham squad you've selected, there's a bit of consistency looking at guys like Kadri, Farao, and Nelson Chajka. There's a couple of guys that played in the Cham tournament. How key is consistency when selecting these teams? Because you don't really spend most of this time with these boys. So how key is consistency trying to get those guys where you work with consistently and who know your style of play? when it
But
comes to
that's
national
the
team.
reason why I'm trying now to use Cosafa to prepare. Look at it. I called 5 boys under 23. Mepeba, center defender. Carlos, center defender. Nelson, goalkeeper, is there. That means we have King as a attacking midfielder or winger.
Cedric.
We have, that's right, we have Shedrick. We have, what is name, Farao on the front. We have Kadi on the right. And then that means we are trying to prepare players in the future. In a year, 2 or 3, most of those boys will be standard boys. And I want them to be, how to say, I want to be comfortable to work with them. They will understand the idea how we're gonna play, what we have to play, and this is maybe the spine of the team for the CHAN for the next year, including for sure. I didn't see alive 8 more clubs by myself because no league, just this cup started. But when I'll see those other eight clubs, for sure we're gonna choose few more players which will come in the final selection, maybe 25, 28, 30 players, which will work together. And those 30, we're gonna pick up top 23 for the next CHAN. But already I have a nice picture about 8 to 11 players which already should be selected. Now we are looking for the other empty spaces who can come in the camp for preparation for CHAN. Some
Yes,
players when I
yeah.
played CHAN, some players they lost their position to I will not call them again, and not because they are not good players, because you give someone opportunity to show himself. And if someone at that moment couldn't show himself, we couldn't waste so much time. Again, give opportunity. This is not club. This is national team. That means you have to play right now, not yesterday, not tomorrow.
Yes,
And that's
right.
national team. That's how we called Arubi. Arubi, now he's the best goalkeeper.
Yes.
And why not? That means my job is to pick up the player who play at the right moment, right now, who can come and play. Not yesterday who was playing, not tomorrow who will play. That's a national team. And for those 6, 7 boys I called again for the CHAN, for Cosafa, those boys with their, how they reacted up there. That means character, discipline, and they acted as a professionals. And I'm giving them again option to be part of the national team. And we are looking for the other players which also have all of those what is name quality, which can come in national team, especially for the CHAN.
Yes. So, like I heard you saying that you said you didn't watch other teams by yourself, and that brings me to my next question. You're surrounded by arguably the best brains in Zimbabwe football. For me, I would say the best brains because I know Coach Ndiraya and I know Coach Lloyd. Those are very good coaches. I wanted to ask, besides them two, do you have any scouts who are watching for you the other games, be it in Zimbabwe or even across maybe the US? Now teenagers here, and we've got other guys also playing in the MLS. Like there's a guy at FC Dallas called Eddie Munjoma, and there are a lot of players across. So do you have any scouts, or it's something you are considering to engage with other people, like having scouts in other countries, because our players are now expanding in some of the leagues?
For example, players in Dallas, we have, I think, 2 now. They're
Yes,
Zambians. Yes. One is right full back. One is, I think, for sure, right full back, both defensive midfield or something. But my idea was to go to see them. And COVID stopped all of those things. And also my idea was also to go to see in Europe some of our boys. We have lots of young boys, especially in UK, in what's his name? The one league less than Premier League of England. And now you have some people that are sending video, they're sending names. Even some players are calling me, sending videos, sending names. I'm a bit limited about those things for players from outside, but now even I called one player from USA, Dube. He's the son of former also coach and former player. Even
I've actually watched Nyasha play. He's an excellent player because he's 30 minutes away from me, and I've really watched him play. He's an excellent player. So yeah.
That means we are trying. Even last time we called our goalkeeper from USA, but he couldn't come because of passport. We have few players in our mind, and some of them didn't have passport at the time, and some of them COVID stopped because there was restrictions. Zimbabwe, 15 days quarantine, 7 days quarantine, and we have still some young players between 17 and 21 years old in the UK, and even we have Fabish and some boys in Germany still. We have in Poland. And those things I hope I can visit them in the future by myself to stay a few days there to see some trainings or something. Or if you'll have friendly games, we should call those boys to see them in the action. But friendly games means during FIFA days, we should organize them to come. That's the idea.
But my other question is, are you looking at also getting scouts, or you prefer going to watch?
No, I like by myself. I like by myself. If it's possible to check something like you, if you want to check something, even if you want to buy a house, are you going by yourself to see the house, or agent will tell you stories about house? That is the best way to go by yourself. And also, most of your players are sending videos, this or that, and I can see this or that. But we have to go step by step. You couldn't do so many things in such a short time. But at the moment, I think we're okay.
Okay. So, and I'll also talk about the World Cup qualifiers. We are drawn with countries like Ethiopia, Ghana, and South Africa. How do you rate our chances in qualifying for the World Cup?
You know, we said we have golden generation. Every country, they have golden generation. Even 10 years ago was some golden generation. 20 years ago was some golden generation. Even when Fabish was coach, the father of our player, we're gonna call. Also, you know, that was golden generation. Now we have also golden generation, and I'm not saying we are without chance. I'm not saying we are favorite, but I really believe in those boys, and I don't want to underestimate our team. Also, I don't want to give so much credit for the other team. I think we can beat everyone in Africa if we are in good mood. We played against Algeria. We saw we can play against top clubs in Africa. And true, yes. I think key moment will be 2 games against Ethiopia, because sometimes you can win against big opponent, but you can throw away everything.
To take care of business with
some like smaller team. I think who will produce good results against Ethiopia up there, and especially outside, will have big chance to win the group. Because I think we don't need some special motivation against South Africa, because they are our neighbors, and we will always give the best. We don't need any special motivation for Ghana, and I know we're gonna give the best, but we have to take care of Ethiopia again properly, and then things will be okay.
Yes. So on that as well, have you had any chances of watching your opponents for the World Cup qualifiers yet, or you're still in the process of doing that?
Okay, now we watch South Africa. Even we scout South Africa. Now they change the coach. That means everything goes away.
Goes away, yes.
That's right. Maybe with new system, new players, everything. That means this is just big question mark about South Africa. Which players will be called? Which system they're gonna play? 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. How they play outside? How they play at home? How they play when they chase result? How they play when they defend result? How they start the game? Those things are not existing anymore, because will be new coach, will be new names, maybe will be new players, will be new ideas. About Ghana, yes. I think golden time passed in Ghana. That means 2000 something, 2010, 11, 12. Ghana was really one of the best teams in South Africa, in Africa. They used good result in World Cup. Now also they are changing some generation, and let's see how things will go. That means it's unpredictable. But I can say one thing: we are not favorites, but for sure the other two clubs, South Africa, not two clubs, two nations, South Africa and Ghana, they are also not. I think 3 of us, we are somewhere close. Ethiopia is a dark horse.
Yes, well said. So, coach, I mean, Zimbabwe sometimes it's known for their haphazard preparations. Just how good, how important is having a good preparations when it comes to those World Cup qualifiers? Because sometimes we don't have all the players available due to some of the logistics. How important is good preparations and ensuring that everyone you want and you have called up is showing up on time and you have more time with the boys? I know it's less time for national team, but having that extra day, extra 2 days, I mean, it makes a difference.
You know, we are small federation, and we are federation without lots of money, because most of countries in Africa, they have support from the local government. As far as I heard, government is not supporting, like, for example, I think I am just what I read in newspaper, for example, coach in Zambia receiving some money, but half of money is giving federation, less 40% giving federation, but 60% is giving government. That means when they go for preparation, government help them, for example, to go with 40 players in the camp. We couldn't go with 40, we can go with 22, 23, 25. When their delegation comes last time, you know, they had 15 people in delegation. When we go in 8. And also it's very difficult to talk with those big clubs. You know, when they say, Zimbabwe, you know, they don't take us seriously, because, you know, they are big, they feel big, they want to show how big they are. But anyway, we are facing problems and we are fixing our problems. But the main thing for me is very, you know, it's what I want to say. Sometimes numbers are saying everything. Sometimes numbers are not saying everything. For example, sometimes you have clubs or national team, they have 70% possession of the ball, but they lost the game.
Yes, but they lost the game,
they have 30, but they won the game. For example, they are saying Coach Logarusic doesn't have good record. He won 1 game, he drew 3 games, and then he lost 3 games or something. Doesn't matter, I'm just giving numbers. But the trick is, when I needed to draw, I draw. When I needed to win, I won.
You won.
And when I needed to use games for some checking, I used those games for checking. That's all. That means I said, boys, let me fix. I don't want to wait for the last game to be under pressure for us to qualify for AFCON. Let's fix it the game before last game. Let's go outside and win. And last game, we're going to give some players, which usually didn't play, chance. And we did it. When we played against Algeria, Zambia and Botswana, they were 1 point or 2 points behind. We said we need a point to keep second position. And we get a point. When we said let's qualify for AFCON, not to play last game, we did it. That means what we needed at the moment, we achieved. Not me, we achieved. Together, me, players, and all of us together.
Take me out. Yeah. So I don't know if you've been watching the Euros lately, and you know Italy has players like Bonucci and Chiellini, which are the backbone, but they're in the other side of their 30s. Are we expecting also maybe the Warriors, their players over their 30s who've also played for the national team before and are now back in top form? Like we talk of players like Willard Katsande, we talk of Tapua Kapini, and guys like Onismo Basera, just to name a few. Are we expecting those guys to come back and add that experience to the youngsters? Are they?
Also, Zimbabwe national team, they have a history. That means what I have to say. They played in Zimbabwe. They played football before Coach Zdravko Logarusic came, and they're gonna play football also when Zdravko Logarusic comes. I'm not Messiah who is bringing something new, or but I'm somebody. For example, coaches in other countries, when they were appointed, they promised them they will go in AFCON, they will go in CHAN, they will go on the World Cup. Even they promised them they will go on the moon. I didn't promise nothing. I promised them good work. And I said to them, we're going to use our quality, capacity, my education, my knowledge, experience to do what we have to do. At the end, those coaches which are surrounding country around Zimbabwe, I don't want to name those coaches. Doesn't matter. They were appointed even in the same time like me, or maybe before, maybe less. What they promised everything: World Cup, CHAN, AFCON, this, that, we're going to travel to the moon. They were calling 60 players for camp, this or that. They were traveling around country. It doesn't mean if you work a lot, you work properly. It doesn't mean you are showing yourself in public, you are doing things properly. I was doing my things quietly. At the end, we qualified for AFCON without any stress. We showed how good we are when we played against the best team in Africa, like Algeria. We showed our mentality, character, and quality when we needed to win away. It's not easy to win away in Africa against any country. And now we are doing some things. For example, they are talking about Chan. We didn't play football for a year. We had 10 days preparation. And we lost against finalist of Chan 1-0. Is it bad result? I think it's not bad result.
Not a bad result, yeah.
We lost against Cameroon 1-0. Cameroon was semi-finalist of Chan. We had 10 days preparation. We didn't play football a year. I was thinking, what if we played 30 league games and if our players had, for example, per week 3 trainings, minimum 3 trainings, and 40 weeks, 3 trainings, if they will have 120 trainings and 30 games, how we gonna play Chan? That means we did things what we can do the best at that moment. And I think about those things, I'm satisfied.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, back to my question, I wanted to ask, like, is the door open for the other players? Like, lately, Zimbabwean supporters are always saying when a player is at the other side of 30, they're saying that, they are too old. But we are seeing it in Italy, and
can I ask a simple question? How old is Arubi?
Is 30 odd. 30 odd. I'm not really sure about his age.
Did he show good form?
He really showed good form.
Did I call him?
This person.
Did I call him?
Yes, you did.
Is he over 30 or something? Did he show good form?
Yes, he showed good form.
My job is to call. Also, I think some players they have history in federation and how to say maybe they didn't show discipline or fully professionalism before. That's the reason why some players are not like, I don't want to say like the door is closed for them. For me, if I call any player, for sure no one will say, coach, don't call him this or that. But also some players which are really good players, especially in Egypt, when really Zimbabwe brought fantastic team up there, and when everyone expected minimum to pass the group, after that bad result, some things happen which usually should not happen. And some bad records are staying behind, which are a bit affecting some players. But for me, I have no problem about that. Did you see who expected Arubi 4 months ago to be in national team? No one.
Basera, no one really expected.
Did you expect Basera to be in national team? Did you expect? No one. That means I have free hand, and I respect when someone has character, discipline, and when someone is really professional, not to pretend he's professional, and someone who can stay cool even when hard time comes.
Yes. Also, on the matter of age, I mean, how important is having a good? Of course, you're from Europe, and how important is it having a good junior structure in building for the national team? Because we have other guys who maybe are close to retiring, and other guys who, But how
right now, I am preparing 6-7 players already. They are under in the process for Chan, now in the process for Cosafa, now they will be in the process again qualification for Chan, which can step easy and without so much stress. They will need a bit time. No one can be Kamapilat at the moment. No one can be Musonia at the moment. But they have potential to reach high level.
High level. Yeah. And also, Coach, how you've coached a lot of club teams across Africa, and how different is it from coaching club teams and national teams? What are some of the differences and some of the similarities you've noted?
Okay, let me say a few things. This is what I'm thinking. Ideal national coach should be between 50 and 60 years old. Or that's ideal. That means not too young, not too old. And the ideal national coach also should be the coach who spent minimum 10 years to work in clubs, to pick up experience, to pass childish mistakes, to learn job, the business and everything. This is my 24th year as a head coach. I work on four continents, Australia, Europe, USA, and Africa. And in Africa, I was coach of some clubs which play Champions League. For example, I was coach of Asante Kotoko. I was coach of Simba. I was coach of Gor Mahia.
Yeah, those are really big clubs in Africa, yeah.
That means already I learned how to work under pressure. Also, I was coach of Sudan national football team. I was number 3 in Chan.
Well in the Chan, yeah.
That's right. And also I was coach in Angola where I was different language. And look at that, I worked in Ghana 2.5 years. That's West Africa. Then I worked on East Africa, Kenya. Then I worked Middle Africa, Tanzania. Then I worked in Angola. Then I went in Sudan. That means I was passing left and right, up and down. And I think my experience is, it's really, after all of those experience, when I had opportunity to take a national team, I did it. And I showed myself in Sudan when I was medal in Chan with the team, was the lowest ranking team in that competition. I lost against Nigeria 1-0. And now look at it again, I made result with Zimbabwe. Doesn't matter, is it good? The result, result is result. We are in Chan. Result is I'm the first foreign coach who came it. And I think on the way, on the right track. It's a different story because you haven't got so much time. You couldn't work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because when you're in the club, you have 4 or 5 trainings per week. And then you have, for example, per month, you have 20 trainings. Here, I have 20 trainings per year, not per month. And
per year.
My experience, education, knowledge, and all other things to, in very short time, to make a team, organize tactic, give them instruction, they must react positively. Doesn't matter how much I know football. And if player, for example, let's make it simple. You have you have math teacher when his exam from 20 kids, 15 of them, they receive C or D. That means you didn't give them knowledge properly.
Yes.
And then that means doesn't matter how much I know football. I have to find how far I can go with the players, not to confuse them, to give them how far they can accept of the tactic, how quickly we can understand each other and how quickly we can work with each other. At the moment, I think I'm on the right track. I think I'm on the right track.
Yes. So I saw one of your interviews saying with this coaching job, you actually, I don't know if you're saying it as a simile or something, but I heard you saying that you travel with one suitcase because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And in that reason, many people have called you a nomad, meaning that you travel a lot to many countries for jobs. So what's your take on that? People calling you that,
I couldn't say I'm nomad. Coaches are nomads. Coaches are being hired to be fired.
Yes.
That's very simple. And coaches, sometimes just one game is deciding your future. Just sometimes wrong referee decision, mistake from defender, or miss chance from striker can decide your future. And for example, I was staying I was 2.5 years in Ghana. I was 2 years in Sudan. I was 1 year in Angola. I was 1.5 or 2.5 years even in Kenya. And it's very hard even to survive in Africa more than a year as a coach. Not many coaches like surviving such a long time. But me as I say like this: if you don't work, you don't make mistakes. All of us are making mistakes. All of us are learning from our mistakes, and year after year, we are becoming better coaches.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I heard you saying that there's a lot of pressure, especially in Africa, you know. And for me, I would say that the hardest job in football in Zimbabwe is being a Warriors coach, because no matter what you're going to do, the fans, we are expecting fans. No matter if you pick someone else, we are gonna say, why didn't you pick so and so? And the media as well. I mean, the media is always also expectant. So how do you handle the pressure and the criticism? Because you know sometimes even the fans and the media, they're like, why didn't you pick? Even when the Cosafa team came out, people had their mixed feelings about it. But how do you manage to handle things like that?
You know, first, if someone really wants to make result, that's me. I need a result more than any Zimbabwean man. Yeah. That means things what I'm doing, I want to say 100% at the moment, I'm sure I'm doing properly. And first, no one can buy me in this country to get position. No one can say somebody can bribe me, or no one can say this is my family or someone, my former player, this or that. I'm just judging players, what they can give to me at the right time. And if you can give me what I need at that time, I like you so much. If you could not give me, I will not call you that I don't like. Because we have only few games per year, and for those few games, I have to pick up someone who is really in the right form. I have to find in 3 trainings, for example, who expected Barcera to be there? No one.
No,
I
really,
picked up
it was
Barcera
a
on the
shock
airport.
inclusion.
I picked him on the airport. Who expected Ruby? No one. Who expected Perfect to score goal in Botswana?
No one.
No one. Am I making wrong decisions? I'm not making so many wrong decisions. When I was younger coach, from the 10 decisions, 4 decisions were completely right. 2 maybe yes, maybe no, but 4 of them were completely wrong. Now I'm a bit more experienced. I'm not making 4 completely wrong decisions. From 10 decisions, I can make 1 or 2 wrong, but I'm not making 4 or 5 like before. That's my experience now, and that's my feeling. I use my education, my experience, and my feeling. And always when I go to sleep, I want to know I have clean heart. I try my best. When I saw Perfect and perfectly play in Botswana, who expected Perfect to be even close to national team? And I had that feeling the man will give me something. He gave to me. Who scored goal against what's his name? Algeria, Prince. Am I
Prince
right?
Dube, yeah,
First
came in
touch,
as a sub.
goal. And then I was waiting for him. I said, okay, let me tell story about Prince. I was watching highlights from Simba game or this or that. Not Simba, Azam.
Azam, yeah.
Then I read newspaper in Tanzania, in most of countries. I check always on the net about players. I follow most of our players what they say. And then sometimes I watch TV and then see, ball comes from somewhere, even nick on the knee, goal, Prince, goal, ball here, goal, ball here, goal. Sometimes he take a shot. Then I was thinking, this man is lucky man, This man is lucky
Scoring
man.
for fun in Tanzania.
That's all right. Let me see. That man is lucky man. And but you couldn't put him in front of Musonia. You couldn't put him in front of Kamabilat. You couldn't in front of Kadavere. You couldn't put him in front of Moyo, because all of them are playing much higher level, much bigger league than Tanzania league. And then what I said, okay, that guy is lucky. And then at the moment, for example, South Africa, you have on the bench Juka Manja and Prince. Okay, how many coaches will go like this? Juka Manja, one of the best players last season in South Africa, experienced, sneaky, this or that. Most of them will put him inside. But I said, okay, Chukwamanja is a really good player. You know, he can do everything. But Prince is lucky. Now I need luck.
Yes.
Prince, go. That's a story. That means
That's a
so many
very
small
good
things.
story, yeah.
So
Because
so many
many
small
people
things.
were expecting you to put guys like Zukamaya, like you said, because I mean he's been playing, I would say, the higher level than Prince there in South Africa, because I would say the South African league is much higher. You can even see with the CAF Champions League and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean that's a really nice story. So coming to one of my last questions now, Coach. You are away from your family, and I mean, do you ever think of bringing your family to Africa? Have they ever been to Africa?
The point is, most of times in my family, like in Europe, you have maybe 25 days when we can spend together because of school, because of job, because of days off and this or that. And those 25 days or 30 maximum month, they can come here. But what's the problem? Those 25 days also 30, I am free to go there.
Oh yeah,
And then
yeah,
and then if I go there, I can see my family, spend with family, but also friends, brothers, sisters, and change atmosphere, recharge the battery. And but I am they showed interest to come in Zimbabwe, and I hope very soon all of them now showed interest. And in the beginning, all of them in Europe are a bit skeptical about Africa because they think still Africa is what CNN is showing.
yes.
It's not CNN and what is on TV.
Yeah, I
It's
even experienced it here as well. People are asking me weird questions about Zimbabwe, like, do you live with lions and stuff? But that's what the media wants them to see.
media
Not,
media
yeah.
show story, real life, and they also always ask me, "Are you safe there? What's going on? Are you safe? Where are you living? I'm there." I said to them, you have to come to see, and that's
See for yourself.
see for yourself. And still, Africa is not so much discovered. Beauty of Africa and how Africa is something special than Europe. That's a different story. Different. For example, they asked me how you can survive in Africa. I said, I can survive. Why? I'm not surviving. When I come in Africa, some things which are very normal in Europe are not normal in Africa. Some things which are normal in Africa are not normal in
And then
Europe.
no more.
And then you have to accept it. When you come in Rome, you have to act like you are from Rome.
Yes.
But when people from Rome will come to Africa, also they have to accept, and they have give what is name, why I am surviving in Africa, I say. Because first, I respect black people. Second, I respect their culture. I respect their way of living. And that's the reason why I can survive. I respect everything and how hard they live in Africa. How hard they live. So many big percentage people they live day by day to provide food and everything. And I respect all of those things. And I didn't come here in Africa. I said to them, football you played in Zimbabwe before Zdravko, you're gonna play football with Zdravko, but also football will be played after Zdravko. I'm
After
not
that.
Messiah.
Yes.
I am not Messiah to bring something new, but I can do the job. But also I must not admit, I must take some good things from here to implement with my things to create some mixture which can give us result. Take the
Yes.
best from Zimbabwe, bring something yours, make nice mixture, and make fantastic cake.
Yes. So we're coming towards the end of our interview, Coach. And I'm going to ask, what are your final words to the Zimbabwean fans, especially the ones who are expectant about the Cosafa Cup? As Zimbabwean fans, we are always expectant. We want to see the Warriors doing well. So what are the final words you have for the fans of Zimbabwe?
Me as a coach, I couldn't think about next game. I work like I'm gonna stay next 10 years in Zimbabwe. But also I know my job is always on the line. And I'm not going with excuses up there. But if you want to replace in a year or two our Kama, our Musonya, our Ovidi, and some even our what is name Basera, we must prepare players which will jump in their positions. Sometimes when you want to prepare some players, they will make some mistakes. They must go on some tournaments. They must go to play some international games to pick up experience and everything. We are trying to build up good fundament for the Zimbabwe national football team. We are not going up there with Musonya, Nakamba, Tino Cadavere, and Ad Marshall and other boys to win Cosafa tournament. We are using a bit this, a bit that, which also will give us result in the future. And
Yes.
what we do, we will go game by game. Will be 3 games in 6 days. I'm not sure we have good preparation. Even the league didn't play last year to play 3 top international games in 6 days. We're gonna play 8 July will be game, 11 July will be game, and 14 July will be game. That means 3 top games in 6 days. And then if we pass group, we have semi-final and final 16 and 18. That means from 8 to 18. In 10 days, we should play 5 games. What do you think? They give us option to bring 20 players, 2 keepers and 16 players. Are you sure? Are you sure? We can go with 16 players to play 5 games in 10 days on the high level. No, we must be realistic. But we will try to do this or that, and for sure we will not disappoint with the way how we're gonna approach the game, how we're gonna fight for the game, how we're gonna present ourselves. For sure we will not disappoint our people. Sometimes results goes on our favor, sometimes not, but for sure we will give our best to represent our country properly.
Yes, and also, coach, one quick question. I'm just gonna mix those 2 questions. I saw you over the past few weeks talking to coaches, going with to coach from different clubs. How important is building those relationships with local coaches as well? And also, I saw you having meetings with players. How did that go?
But I'm not the smartest one, and I'm not here to play something, to play some role. I need support from everywhere. I need lots of informations, but my job is to pick up lots of informations and to take right informations. Right informations about players I can take from the coaches which are spending day by day with those players. Not me, which I see them one game and the other game and one training with me. That means I need communication with the coaches as much I can. I need also every information for me is a good information. And also some of those coaches are young coaches, some of them are middle age. And also I was young coach, and I feel very proud when some experienced coach, some national coach called me and we spoke, because also I want to show them I respect them. I respect their job, I respect their work. And also each of them I was listening very carefully, asking some questions, which because I couldn't pick up just information from my 2 assistant coaches. This is country 60 million people. And those 2 together with me, we couldn't follow everything. We need also some information from here, from there, from here, from there. At the end, we have to put it together and pick up right informations and do the job.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, coach, for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you're a very busy man. I really appreciate your time, and I'm really looking forward to also talking to you in future. And all the best as you travel to South Africa to make our nation proud. Thank you so much for your time, coach.
It was my pleasure. For example, let me just give you information, people. no one, for example, they just knew a couple of days ago. I called 3 strikers. Now my 2 strikers out. I called Moyo as a center defender. He's out. Now Rusike is out. Knox is out. Moyo is out. Then I have some other injuries. Also, I have COVID problems. Maybe tomorrow will be testing. We don't know. Maybe somebody will be positive. Somebody will be negative. We have also players on standby. We have so many things which are people they don't know deeper. They just know roughly around. But we are facing 1,000 problems, but we are trying our best. We are not looking for excuses. We are trying our best, and God help us, and God help Zimbabwe.
God help Zimbabwe indeed. And on that note, we end the interview. Thank you so much, Coach. Looking forward to talking to you in the future.
God bless you. Thank you for your call.